Welcome. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for being here today. This is Lisa shedding love and light with everyone. Happy Wednesday, or should I say happy hump day? Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I have 15 subscribers now. Thank you, everyone, for sharing this video. It is so important. In the world that we live in today, when it's so hard to heal tragedies and setbacks and all types of situation in our life, thank you for being here and being a part of this discussion. And for those who watch my channel on a regular, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And I hope that the information that's being shared here today has motivated you in your life, especially those who have lost loved ones and are going through grief and all types of challenges. I thank you for being here and listening to this message today because I'm going to have a lot of messages here to help others as well as to help myself. As I always say in the beginning or somewhere through this podcast or video, is that I do not I am not a therapist. I am here to help others so that they can grow and be uplifted on a positive, and so that everyone know that there are ways to heal the grief. We never get over it, but we can get through it. I promise you that we can get through this because it's so difficult at times. And we're going to discuss that here today. Okay, so let's get to it. Um, the topic of discussion today is to heal is to grow. That's so important. Healing is growth. And when we grow, we expand. And when we expand, we can help other people. It's so important, and I use myself as an example. And the reason why I do so is because I am using myself to show other people that if I can do this and I can heal and grow, that they can do it as well. And it's not easy, people. None of this is easy. It's very difficult, but I stay on this path. So I'm not a certified therapist in any way. I'm just here using examples and upbuilding others and telling them about ways that I have healed, and I'm continuing to do the work. And I do have a therapist that I see on a weekly basis. And all of that helps me as well. So I'm here sharing, not just sharing, but paying it forward. Because as you do the work and you hear the examples here, and it uplifts you to do the work as well, then it's going to help you to pay it forward and help others. So stay on the path to healing because it's so important to do so, to stay on that path. Because as you heal, you're going to be able to share your experiences with others. And as you share those experiences with others, it's going to uplift them too and help them. So the end result and growth is expansion. And as we expand, we start to feel better. And getting over grief is hard, people, especially when you not lose one loved one, but you lose a few of them all in a space of a specific small time frame. And it takes a toll on your body, mind, and health, and it's important that we take care of our mental and physical health above anything else, because if we don't do that, we're no good to ourselves or anyone else. And that's why it's so important. Um, Last night, I'm going to talk about myself here and about how difficult last night was for me. Um, I have been finally in my life following some of the advice given to me by my mom that I didn't listen to, when she was here. Some of it I did, maybe a little bit of it I did, but most of it I didn't. And that's one of my regrets, but I am doing so now. and the things that she shared with me as a mother and what I should have been or should not have been doing, I am doing those things now. And I really, really felt overwhelmed last night because I wanted to have a conversation with her. I wanted to have a conversation to let her know that what she told me in the past that I should have been doing, that I'm doing now, is working, and my life is improving for the better. And I just felt, I shed some tears last night before going to bed because I really miss my mom. I really miss having those conversations with her, even at times when she would talk over me, and when she's emphasizing something and it sounds like she's yelling or whatever, and I didn't want to hear it. But it comes a point in our life as we grow and stuff, we think about our parents and some of the things that they taught us that we didn't listen to, that we're listening to now, and we see that it's working. And I wanted to say thank you and talk to my mom. And I was saying to God last night, if I had another chance to just an hour to talk to my mom, it would be priceless to me. Because when they're not here anymore, it feels like a void that we never get over, but we can get through it. So last night was very difficult for me. And even though I have improved my life, and I'm still healing, I still have those moments, everyone, where the grief will strike me unexpectedly. And last night was one of those moments. It was very hard. And so, what I do during those difficult times is I pray to God and ask Him to give me the strength to carry through. Because one of the things I'm working on now, which is still so difficult, is to um, visit her grave. We have a family plot. I haven't been there to visit, and I'm really struggling with this because I don't know how I'm going to react when I get there. Because my mom passed away during COVID, during the shutdown. So we had an online memorial service for her, but she was buried in North Carolina, and I haven't gotten there yet. And it's not, like, I'm still working with my therapist to get through this, because I don't know how I'm going to react when I actually see the gravesite. And that's one of the things I'm still struggling with. As I go through this and I grow and heal, I still have things to work on, and I think that's always going to be the case, but all of us, because none of us are perfect, and we go through what we go through, and we just have to do the best that we can. And it's important that we continue to persevere in everything that we do. So it's important, to stay on this path. And for me, it's very important because the key factor here is perseverance. And in the beginning of this journey, it was very difficult for me to persevere because I didn't have the strength. I felt overwhelmed with losing my mom, my dog, uh, no longer having a relationship with my son, and some difficulties with him, and back and forth, and so forth. And what I decided to do, because it felt like a wall that was closing in, and I'm in the middle of it, and it's slowly closing in on me. So one day I decided, you know what, I'm giving all of this to God. In situations having with family members, arguments, and going back and forth, etc. And I just said, God, I'm giving this to you because this is too much to bear. And I can't do it myself. And as I prayed to God and asked Him to help me, especially with the perseverance situation, and I continued to do that, I was uplifted. And some people don't like to be alone because, for whatever reason, I gravitate to it because that's where I go into prayer with God. And sometimes I'm in prayer and fasting for days, and I draw my strength from that. And as I continue to do that, God has uplifted me, and He has kept me steady, because I had a few other people in my life who's no longer there. And I thought that I could depend on them and that they had my back, so to speak. And I learned through this process is that they really wasn't there for me. They were actually um, wishing on my downfall. And once I realized that, that hurt me so bad. And I just gave that to God as well. And that's why I always emphasize here with me, setting boundaries with people, with others. It's so important for me. And at first, when I was doing this, I was feeling bad about it because these are some people that I knew for a very long time that was a part of my life, and they had to go because they did not have my best interests at heart. Now, it's already hard enough when you're going through grief and you're trying to heal yourself from it. And then you have a few others who are, rooting for your downfall. It's like a ship. I use a metaphor of the Titanic, and it's going down, and they got off, and they are not trying to help you get off. They actually want to see you go down with the ship, but God had another plan. And as I put my faith in Him and continue to persevere, He has lifted me up, and He continued to do so to this day. Now, I'm not saying I'm exempt from problems, pain, etc. No, that's not the case. I still have all of that as I just described. However, my faith and trust in God gets me through it. And to know that my mom would not want me to be in pain and continue to suffer and be depressed and neglect myself and my mental and physical health helps me to move forward as well, because she would never want this for me. Doesn't matter what these people want. And people who are listening to this, if you have others in your life who don't want to see you grow and expand and take care of your mental and physical health, what I would suggest to you is to set boundaries. Set boundaries with others, because the priority should be your physical and mental health. That is a priority. Without that, you don't have anything to give to yourself or to anyone else. So that should always be a priority, regardless of who or who doesn't like it. You have to take care of yourself, and that's important. And as you grow and as you heal, not only do you expand, you get to a place of peace and self-love. Because when you have drama all around you, you can't grow, you can't heal, you can't be in peace, because it's always something. And so I healed those things when I started doing therapy and learned from my therapist specific ways to set boundaries. I started to implement that. People didn't like it. And at first I was feeling, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have cut off, blocked, and deleted. But then I started to realize that it was the right thing to do as I learned more as to what these people were doing to me. And they were not my friends. They didn't have my back. And it hurt, but I have to move on. I come first. I have to take care of my mental and physical health, and I self-love. As I learned self-love, then it became easier as I saw what was happening behind the scenes. In the beginning of this journey of healing, it's always difficult. It's always painful, because it's like we have to take a mirror and look at ourselves and look at the people and situations we have around us, especially the situations that are causing us more pain, more affliction, more negativity. And as we see that, then we have to implement boundaries, whether people like this or not. What I do in my case is, when I set those boundaries and people start to cross them, I give them a reminder, hey, listen, we need to have a conversation, communication. Because that's what I wasn't doing before. I was holding that stuff in. But now I learned through therapy, communication is the key factor. And then we get it out. And if it continues, I block, cut off, and delete. And, I don't think any more of it. Doesn't matter what they think, because we already had these conversations. And as an adult, I'm not going to have a needle on a broken record to keep repeating things over and over again. That's not what this is about. So that's how I do, by setting boundaries. And the key factor is perseverance. And it took a while for me to learn how to do that. And therapy helps a lot. I have a therapist who's very patient with me at times, when I have these emotions that come out unexpectedly, because I still have those emotions, like I did last night, due to grief. And we are now discussing in therapy some ways that I can get to the gravesite. And, as my therapist go through this with me, with the pros, I always go back to the cons because I'm so concerned about how I'm going to react when I get there. And so I'm still working through this. So I always have things to work on, and it's important. Another thing is it's important for everyone here who's going through grief and trying to heal that is to keep your environment positive because there's so many things in this world today that is negative. I don't watch the news, daily as I did before. There's things I need to know. So I may watch 5 minutes of it and then I flick it off, and I keep myself in a positive environment. I watch shows like The Waltons, The Big Bang Theory, things that are, that keeps me going, and I don't engage in things that are negative. And if they are situations that come up that are negative, I try quickly to find resolutions to it. And if it's beyond my control, I give it to God in prayer. And that's how I live my life today. And it's important for me not to only grow and heal, but to pay it forward, like this platform, to help other people as well. And removing negativity, and I just discussed that, and just growing and doing things, even though I spend a lot of time alone, I do get out in nature. That's important to me, sit by the water, get outside, especially now it's summertime and, the days are longer. It's important. Also, as I do these podcasts, these videos, because I do podcasts as well, that's why I keep mentioning that. It helps me to grow as I help others, because that's the key factor, is getting the messages out here, because there's someone someplace who is overwhelmed with the grief, because it can come upon you unexpectedly. And we need to have ways to deal with that. And someone may be overwhelmed with the grief to the point where they're somewhere in a corner, not just grieving, but being depressed. And if they don't get the help that they need, the depression could lead to suicidal thoughts. And we don't want any of that. We want to help everyone. It's so important. Paying it forward. And then when that person gets better, they can help others to pay it forward. And that's how we all benefit here. And that's how we all grow. That is so important here. I'm not saying everything is perfect. None of us are perfect. And we all have things to work on, but it's important to continue. So that's the message today. Please share this. Also, I want to say I haven't heard from anyone yet. No one has RSVP for this upcoming event. If no one does not RSVP by sending me an email tomorrow, I think I'm going to reschedule this event, because it's supposed to be for July 15th, which is on a Saturday. And I schedule it that way because I figured more people can show up for this second event. However, I can't order refreshments and people don't show up. So that's why it's so important and mandatory, if you're interested in attending this event, to RSVP by sending me an email to Lisa Vaughn. I'll spell Vaughn, V as in Victor, AUGHN, 410@gmail.com. Once again, Lisa Vaughn, 410@gmail.com. I really need to hear from people by the end of the day tomorrow. And if I don't have emails from you to say that you are interested and you are attending, because once you do that, I'm going to send you the information to the event. If I don't get that by tomorrow at 5 p.m., I'm just going to reschedule the event. So please share this and let others know about the seminar so that they can, and give them that information so that if they're interested, they can RSVP for the event. Thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me, because now the channel is expanding and it's helping other people. And that's the key factor here. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy this day today. The weather is great. And I will see you next time in a couple of days. Thank you for being here. Lisa, love and light. And before I leave, I want to say this as well. It's as you grow and you expand, it's important. In my case, too, turning pain into purpose and turning pain into power, and getting the message out to help others so that they can grow and do the same. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple of days. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.